and welcome to a special Flashback Friday How to Play with Salomé. I'm Salomé Martinez. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to explore a mysterious island, piecing together ancient maps, driving your ATV through jungles and mountains, and unearthing long-lost treasures? Well, now you can in Tobago. This thrilling adventure game was first released in 2009 and is designed by Bruce Allen. It plays with 2 to 4 treasure hunters ages 10 and up, and each expedition runs about 60 minutes. In Tobago, you'll reconstruct treasure maps, outrace your opponents to dig up the loot, and try to dodge curses with the help of magical amulets. If you're looking for a game that combines logic, deduction, exploration, and a little cutthroat treasure snatching, this is one you'll want on your shelf. You think you got what it takes to outwit your rivals and claim the riches of this forgotten island? Well, there's only one way to find out. Come have a seat with me at the table and I'll teach you how to play Tobago. To begin playing this adventurous game, we must first start with the setup. First, assemble the island. Interlock the 3 double-sided board sections to create the map of Tobago and clamp them together so nothing shifts once the adventure begins. With 32 possible island layouts, no 2 hunts will ever feel the same. Now, place the 4 huts, 3 palm trees, and 3 stone statues on the island, making sure that similar items are at least 4 spaces apart. And statues can't sit on the edge of the ocean. They must face one of the 6 spaces around them. They'll be watching your every move. Now, you'll pile all of the amulets into this spot. Then you're going to hand each player their ATV and their 15 compass roses of their chosen color. Sort the colored site markers into 4 piles. This will track the possible locations of treasures as clue cards are played. Now for the clue cards. Each player begins by drawing 1 card and playing it face up into an empty treasure map area right below its pile of site markers. Mark the card you place with one of your compass roses. That's your signature on the map. Once everyone has placed their starting clue, shuffle the rest of the clue deck and deal out the starting hands, 4 cards per player, or 6 in a 2-player game. The remaining stack becomes the draw deck for the adventure. Time to prepare the treasures. Take the 39 treasure cards and mix 2 curse cards. Shuffle the curses into the lower 27 of the treasure cards. Then place the remaining 12 treasure cards on top. This way, the game begins with the streak of safe treasures before the dreaded curses start creeping in. Place the deck face down here. Now for the final step of setup. Each player places their ATV on any space on the island. Choose wisely. This is your launch point for the treasure race to come. And with that, you're ready to begin the hunt. The object of the game is to deduce the location of treasures by playing clue cards. Get your ATV to them first and claim the most gold. Treasure cards are worth different values, and cursed treasures can drain your riches if you're not protected by amulets. The player with the most gold coins at the end is crowned the ultimate treasure hunter of Tobago. Starting with the first player and moving in clockwise order, on your turn, you'll choose one of 2 actions. You can either play a clue card to narrow down a treasure's location, or move your ATV up to 3 legs across the island. If you choose to play a clue card, you'll take 1 card from your hand and place it face up beneath the last card of any treasure mark. Then you're going to mark it with one of your compass roses. That's your personal claim to this treasure. After placing your clue, draw a new clue card so your hand is always back up to 4 cards, or 6 in a 2-player game. If the clue deck runs out, shuffle the discard pile to make a new draw deck. If you're ever unhappy with your cards, you can always discard your entire hand and draw the same number of new ones by foregoing your entire turn. Or if you'd rather not lose a turn and you have one to spare, you can spend an amulet to do the very same thing. Sometimes a fresh hand can open up a whole new path to treasure. So, how do these clues actually work? Well, each clue further narrows down where a treasure can be hidden, but there are some key rules built into that process. The clue must reduce the number of possible treasure sites. You can't play a card that doesn't narrow anything down. The clue can't contradict the ones already on the map. If it's in the jungle, you can't add a clue card that says not in the jungle. And it must leave at least one possible space. A treasure can't simply vanish from the island. As soon as you can, you'll cover all the possible treasure spaces with the site markers for that map. When a new clue is added, remove markers that no longer fit. Let's look at the white treasure. This clue card states that the treasure is not next to the ocean. The next clue card played states that the white treasure is located in the largest lake. So we can start adding the white clue markers to each of the spaces of the largest lake. If the blue player plays this clue card, this states that the treasure is not within 2 spaces of the statues. So as we continue to eliminate, we can see that this treasure would be eliminated, and this spot would be eliminated, and these would also be eliminated, only leaving these 2 white markers left. So as you see, as the clues start to stack, the map tightens. Eventually, you'll whittle it down until only 1 site marker remains. That's when the treasure's exact location is revealed and it's ready to be claimed. And don't forget, different treasures can overlap and share the same space. That means more than one map might point to the exact same spot, creating a race across the jungle, rivers, and mountains to be the first to get there and claim the treasures. Instead of playing a clue card, you can fire up your ATV and get moving. On your turn, you can drive up to 3 legs of movement across the island. Think of each leg as a stretch of your journey. Moving within the same terrain, no matter how far, only costs you 1 leg. So if you're cruising across the entire stretch of jungle, that's a single leg. Changing terrain types, like leaving the jungle and heading into the lake, that costs another leg. So let's take another look at this example. Here, the yellow player can zip across this entire jungle area for 1 leg. Crossing from here into the lake, well, that would be considered another leg. Then I can move within that lake structure anywhere I'd like, even onto another spot with a treasure marker or another ATV. And that would be my 3rd leg. And that's the full 3 legs of your turn. You can drive into spaces that already have huts, palm trees, statues, amulets, or even other players' ATVs. No problem. The only rule, your ATV can't enter the ocean. I mean, the wheels aren't made for swimming. Now, a couple of special notes. If you raise a treasure during your turn, your movement ends immediately, even if you still had legs left. Picking up an amulet ends that leg right then and there. So if you stop on an amulet, you collect it, but that leg is finished. If you have legs remaining, you may continue with your movement. With smart driving, you can cover big ground, line yourself up for future treasures, and maybe even swoop in to raise treasures before your rivals get there. Here's where all your clever cluing and driving pays off. A treasure can only be raised when its exact location has been narrowed down to 1 single site marker left on the island. If it's your turn and your ATV either starts on the space or drives into it, you raise the treasure. To raise the treasure, place one of your compass roses below the last clue card of the corresponding treasure map. Then remove the site marker and put it back to its pile. Each player who has compass roses on that treasure map draws treasure cards equal to the number of compass roses they've placed there. So here, green player will receive 2 cards, blue player will collect 1 card, and the yellow player will collect 1 card. Keep your cards a secret for now. Don't give away what you've seen. One of them could be a juicy gold card or a curse waiting to strike. And knowing that ahead of others gives you a big advantage in what comes next. Once everyone has drawn their cards and have secretly looked at them, the player who raised the treasure collects them all face down and then adds an extra treasure card unseen straight from the deck. Shuffle them, then you'll flip the top card face up. Now comes the fun part, dividing the loot. Starting with the compass rose placed lowest on the map and moving upward, each player gets a chance to claim the treasure card if you want it. You take it and return your compass rose. If you pass, the next player with the compass rose gets the offer. And this keeps going until someone claims the card or it gets discarded. Then the next card is flipped and the process repeats until all treasure cards of that map are either taken or tossed. But beware, if a cursed card is revealed, the treasure distribution immediately ends. Any player who still have compass roses on that map must either discard an amulet for protection or lose their most valuable treasure card from the hand. Yeah, afterward, the cursed card is removed from the game. So every distribution is a tense little mini game. You grab the treasure right away or hold out for something better, all while hoping a curse doesn't spoil the party. Once a treasure has been raised and distributed, it's time to clear the map. All the clue cards that led to that treasure are placed in the clue discard pile. Remember, this pile is separate from the treasure discard pile. Then, the player who claimed the very last treasure card during the distribution gets the honor of kicking off the next hunt. They start a brand new treasure map by choosing one clue card from their hand and playing it face up into the now empty treasure area, just like before. And they mark it with one of their compass roses. And then draw a new clue card so their hand is back up to 4 cards, or 6 in a 2-player game. There's one little twist. If the very first card revealed during distribution was a curse and no treasure cards were handed out, then instead it's the player who actually raised the treasure who begins the new map. The adventure never slows down. As soon as one treasure's been dug up, a brand new hunt is already underway. Now, let's talk about the mysterious magic of the island, the amulets. Every time a treasure is raised, something strange happens. The statues around the islands awaken. Their stony eyes blaze a path across the land, and where their gaze hits the coast, a shiny new amulet washes ashore. Place an amulet in each of those coastal spaces. Then you'll rotate the statue 60 degrees clockwise so they're looking towards where the next batch of amulets will appear. The island is alive, and statues keep the treasure hunts unpredictable. So, how do you grab these amulets? On your turn, you can collect one if your ATV already starts its turn on a space with an amulet, or you drive into a space with an amulet and finish one of your legs there. Picking one up ends that leg right then and there. But trust me, amulets are worth it because they give you powerful abilities. And here's the best part. You can play as many amulets as you like at any time during your turn, even ones you just picked up on the same turn. Here's what amulets let you do. Remove a site marker. Take any site marker off the board and return it to its pile. This eliminates the space as a possible treasure location. The only rule, you can't remove the very last site marker of a treasure's color. Remember, the treasure can't simply vanish from the island. Amulets also give you an extra ATV movement. You'll take additional move your ATV action, just like you would on your normal turn. But be careful. During this bonus movement, you can't pick up amulets along the way. You can also play an extra clue card. Drop another clue onto a treasure map, marking it with one of your compass roses. You can exchange your hand, discard all the clue cards, and draw the same number of new ones from the deck. Sometimes a fresh perspective is exactly what's needed. They also provide curse protection. If a curse strikes and you'd normally lose your most valuable treasure, you can discard an amulet instead to protect your stash. Play amulets smart, and they'll turn the tide of the game into your favor. From dodging curses to pulling off surprise treasure grabs. The game ends once the treasure deck runs out, but not before the final treasure is distributed. Here's how it works. If you're drawing cards for a treasure and the deck runs out while there are still compass roses on the map, shuffle the discarded treasure cards into a new deck and keep distributing until that treasure is completely resolved. Only after the distribution is finished does the game end immediately. Then it's time to count up your loot. Each player adds together the gold coins shown on their treasure cards. Some cards are modest and some are massive. Every coin counts. The player with the most gold is crowned the ultimate treasure hunter of Tobago. If there's a tie, those explorers share the victory, proving there's more than enough glory to go around on this island of forgotten riches. And that's how you play Tobago. I'm Salomé Martinez, and I want to thank you for exploring this classic island adventure with me at the table. And I hope you get to piece together treasure maps, race across the jungle in your ATV, and maybe dodge a curse or two with friends at your table. This has been a special Flashback Friday where we revisit a modern classic that still shines today. Until our next Friday How to Play, remember to learn, play games, and always have fun. Now I'm off to get some treasure. Adios!
Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Basil.